Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here, preparing to say good night on this Sunday night. But I wanted to leave a message with you because you are important enough for me to find something to say to you, to have a connection, to be able for you to feel that I do care because I'm right there. Even though you might get tired of me, I'm right there because I need to be and I want to be. I asked my wife, what should I talk to you guys about tonight? I think she was caught a little bit off guard, but she ended up saying life. You know, every time I speak, I'm speaking about life. But when she said life, then I thought I'd see if I can break it down and just focus on the subject life. And when I think about it, I realize that every last one of us, human beings, not just Americans, I'm not talking to just Americans tonight. I'm talking about human beings everywhere. And I'm talking to you about life. We are on this earth, wherever we are, and it's about life. It's about living. I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of what you have been taught, regardless of what you believe, I want you to know it has nothing to do with reality. Here is a truth that maybe you should take and remember it. Okay? This, my friends, is the earth, and it's made by power other than you or I. But it's useful. It's useful for us. It's a place like home. You ever been someplace and you couldn't call it home, you didn't feel at home, and you wish that you could somehow go home? It's time to go home. But if you never had a home, you've always wished for a home. Well, it was made possible, ladies and gentlemen, for each and every last one of us to live on this earth. And we could always say, we got this part of a home, an earth. We got this part of an earth. And it was given to us. It doesn't belong to anyone. So no one could claim it away from others. And not only that, it came with resources, natural resources that came with the earth, resources that power that is responsible for this earth and us and those resources, which are designed in such a way that based upon what we will engage ourselves in this process of life, those resources would be there to be available to meet whatever need we might have. And those resources are free. You know, oil, steel, diamonds, gas, rubies, cabbage greens, the whole works, ladies and gentlemen. Free, free. The program set up. And you know what? To have, when you're speaking about life, those most important things is for everybody to have a job, to have a career. That's how all of the stuff of life is guaranteed to everyone. You participate in life. You participate in the process of creating in an abundance of goods and services that we, the people, have determined as being absolutely natural and essential. And we build them. We make it. And I like to think that when you can have a career and love it, and what you do produces the stuff that people crave and love and desire, want, and need, and it meets their needs, and they have no problem getting it, access to it. They suffering for nothing. And you have the peace and the prosperity and the joy and freedom. To me, there's no better way than to say that this is the life But it's no good for me just to say that this is the life. I want you to know wherever you are, in America, in Russia, in China, in Africa, wherever you are, the system of government that operates over you, around you, about you, it is, I know you probably, if I'm trying to give you something that I think you might be able to associate with and it'll be common amongst you. How many of you are familiar with the Ponzi scheme? Ponzi scheme. They had a Ponzi scheme not too long ago. I mean, it was probably one of the biggest ones that was out there. And you know what a Ponzi scheme is. So every system of government all over the earth has in operation something similar to the Ponzi scheme. It's designed to possess land, to control land, to sell land, to make sure they got that under their ownership, the food, clothing, education, everything. It's the scam. When the earth was made, no man can claim the earth, but everybody can use the earth. That's why it was made. The resources of the earth are given. No man made them, but all men can use them. That's why they were given. The things that we learn can benefit many of us that could use it. That's why we learn. So it could educate us. And that's why they're given. And all of the things that's been given has been designed in such a way to benefit the people. Healthcare is to make sure that people don't get sick. And if they do, get well. It doesn't cost you anything. It is free. It is from God, the power that you can't see. But free healthcare is evidence that it's from God. And when you don't have free healthcare, you're playing by a Ponzi scheme. So I just want to leave with you that none of us, human beings on this earth, are to be suffering. We're supposed to be living. It is the duty, it is the responsibility of everyone that knows and have a relationship with God, such as this that I'm speaking to you about. It is their duty to protect all human beings, to make sure that they have the opportunity to not deal with the Ponzi scheme. That we see them coming and we get rid of them by denying any possibility of them benefiting from it or anybody associating with it. Why? By being the answer to life. So, wherever you are, the pains and suffering that you're going through them because there are people who will do that to you, on the one hand. On the other hand, you have been taught to accept this as normal and the right thing to do, too. And three is that their ability to do it to you, your willingness to accept it, is the result of what you have. But it has nothing to do with what's right. They have conned you. You have been conned. The whole world has been conned. I don't care if you're a billionaire, you still conned. And if you're the poorest person, you know you've been conned. But everybody in between is conned. And everybody is playing a part in the con game. 99% of the people that's playing a part in the con game don't even know the con game is going on. There's no way that they know they're in the middle of it. But it happens because everybody is playing the game. And there's only one game that frees you. And that's the game that was designed to free you. That's the one that came from the power that made everything for you and then made you and gave you the knowledge and ability to how to use it for life. But he gave you a choice. Somebody else messed with that choice. I'm here to tell you tonight before you go to sleep, or whenever you hear this, think about this. There is one that loves you. None of these people that's ruling you and running this scam over you can do anything for you but hurt you. But the power that made you, if you allow that power to live in you, will save you. I think I'll leave it there. Hold on just a minute. And one other thing. There's one other thing I'd like to leave with you before I go. You know, I'm talking to you about change. One of the primary changes that will occur is one that might appear to be the most difficult. But in order to make the kind of change that is expressive fully of life requires that you have a fresh start. All over the globe, we didn't know it, but we worked against one another. We have hurt one another. We have harmed one another, even if we didn't know it. Even if what we did, we thought we were doing something fantastic. And even if it did something fantastic, ultimately, the whole finished game is that we have abused one another. And I think it's appropriate, and I would suggest for that you think about it. For all of the wrong that you've done, would you like to have that weight around your neck as you go through life? Or would you like to know that you've been cleared of it? Would you like to know that you've been freed from it? Would you like to know that those situations that drove you to that point before will never exist again and you never have to worry about that? And if you can feel that way, think about every human being on earth feeling the same way. So what we're actually saying is that people need to be forgiven. I know some heinous things have happened. I've had brothers murdered. I've had cousins murdered. All kinds of ways. People died in the military, died fighting for freedom, all kinds of things. Some of them have committed crimes, I'm sure, and have done sometime. I know I have. But that's a part of this world that we've been living. That's part of this Ponzi scheme that we've been caught up in. For us to go forward, something fresh, being born again, a new, a change, real change, pulling off all that stuff. So I think we should forgive one another. I think I should forgive everybody. I should forgive Donald Trump. I should forgive those Klansmen that killed my relatives. Can you do the same? Can I do it? Well, I don't have to say it to you. It's really not a word, it's an action. But thought I'd share that with you. Good night.